All right, what's up, everybody? Luther here with the homie Muna, two-time Olympian. Had to bring Olympian on the scene because why? It is the Olympics going on, and what better opportunity and time than now to be fortunate to have a person who's participated in these games that's going on right about now on TV that we're watching, the 2020 Olympics. Miss Muna here.
Hey,
Tell me about your time and share with us, because you went twice.
Yep.
So please share with us the experience, I'd say, and just being able to do that. Like, how cool is that? Like, not everybody can say they represent their country. Like, we watch it, but to actually experience it, that's a whole nother, level.
Going out there, my first year, it was more like you made it. Let's see what you can do. You going for the medal. Because I got hurt and I still went. I strained my calf first Olympics and didn't get to train, but I still made the final.
Damn.
I was on crutches for the first 2 weeks and then I still pushed through it. And so, but it's usually all business. I don't get to see the city. I don't get to try food. If you're doing multiple events, you really don't get to do anything.
Yeah.
You get to play around in the village a little bit, but you gotta go to sleep because you got rounds in the morning and probably relay practice later. So, really not that fun.
I can relate to that. I remember one country I played in actually with basketball. It was you literally all business, and like we had practice meetings, and you like, man, you should think you're here to play ball, but nah, they're gonna work you for that money.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can relate to that part. So you didn't get to actually tour, get to do your tourism and take pictures.
My parents did all that.
Dang. So that was the first time.
The first time I did sightsee a little bit, but I didn't go to like the Great Wall or China or nothing.
That's what
like
I
that.
asked you.
Yeah, I didn't do anything.
Man, so dang, you didn't get to.
That's when I actually had time to do it, but I mean, like I said, I was kind of hurt, so there wasn't a lot of walking I can do.
So basically, you telling me you over there the first Olympics and all you got to do was work the whole time, be ready to go. So all the stuff you seen is the stuff that people took pictures of you doing. Basically, you telling me.
Yeah, that's it.
Damn. That's kind of a shitty experience.
My mom and them had a great time though. My mom and them went everywhere. They got some of the best pictures.
I bet you they got all the pictures. I bet you they took. Back then they had Kodaks, I take, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't have the iPhone.
People were stealing cameras too. The whole, like I have pictures with every basketball player. Iverson, Marbury, everybody was there. Tim Duncan. That whole camera was stolen. I got it back from Walgreens and they were just like, oh no,
somebody took all the pics?
They gave me like 2 pictures out of.
Did you get some of the basketball players?
That's all I was after.
That's all.
I didn't really.
No, I'm saying, did you get the footage back or no?
No.
Damn. So
not one.
So y'all hear that, ladies and gentlemen? If y'all see any pictures floating with her
in Kansas
City,
City,
Marbury and Jordan, all them boys, please get this back to Muna. Please. These are like really good moments that she needs to put in her scrapbook. Come on, help us out. We need that. All right. Like, we need that. So that was the first one. Tell me about the second one.
I doubled there. So technically I had 3 races, 100, 200, 4x1. I did have more fun.
You got to party experience a little bit. Now what city was this?
Beijing. So the village was dope.
The food? What about the food?
They had you go in the cafeteria, there's every country's favorite food. You just go around and
eat everything. See, I love food. My biggest thing is candy though. So I'd ask.
You weren't gonna find that really.
What?
I mean, you can find it if you want to go buy it,
man,
but you're in another country. It's not even gonna taste the same.
Nah, I need my candy. That was my biggest thing is my candy.
We need to take it with you.
I did. And I had my mama send me a care package. I used to spend checks on having my mom send me care packages out there. Real talk, no more. So got to experience those two heroic and not necessarily heroic, but just those experiences with life and being able to say you are an Olympian. Like that's some stuff you can tell your family, your family got to share with you. One day you have a kid, and you can those are memories that no one can take from you. Winning a medal. Can you tell us like winning a medal? Like what do you think? It's not necessarily what do you think, but like what did it take? And you think? Because I know some of us people don't believe this, but some people are just naturally guys given talent of the 0%, 0.5% of the population, like the LeBron Jameses and you know, who are just God-given athletes out here. And would you say it was, we know the hard work was there because no one's in the Olympics without hard work. But what do you think was your drive, your why? I always ask people, what is your why? And we both grew up in a similar situation. You know, inner city, didn't have, you know, humble beginnings. But the why is to get out of that. So what was your, you know, to experience and what's it like to say, hey, I got a medal? Like, not everybody can say they got a medal.
So I don't have a medal. I have a world champ medal. I don't have an Olympic medal.
Yeah.
I got a couple fourth places.
That's what I'm saying.
Now,
A
that
medal is
hurts.
a medal.
Yeah, a medal. Okay, if you say so.
Hey.
You know, you still see people mad at third place and they get a medal. I had some teammates say that they sucked and they got third. And I'm sitting there like, well, you know, I lean to get my fourth place.
And that's why I said a medal. Like, hey, as long as you're on that podium, as long as you there and you got something.
It hurts when you don't.
Exactly.
I
mean, everybody wants first, and when people say that, like, oh yeah, well if you didn't get first, blah blah blah.
I'd be happy with any medal.
Exactly, because I mean, you're once in every 4 years. Mm-hmm. The sport that you compete in is a self sport, so it's like, hey, you out here by yourself. Hell, if I fly, that's a 23-hour flight, right? I already know, 23-hour flight. I just want to get a medal, whether it's first through fifth. Give me a medal, coach.
Give me something.
Give me something. I don't want to drive. I don't want to fly 23 hours back home empty-handed. Shit, I can go over here and say I won, ninth place. Hey, them top 10, hey, give me a medal, coach. Like, hey.
Everybody always says, well, you still got to be proud of yourself. You got fourth place, but then you got people that say, oh, you got fourth.
Yeah, you can't. And that's
like, that's messed up.
No, you can't, because that's a society thing. Like, in that situation, yeah, you can say, okay, that's just the ego pride thing.
Yeah.
You represent your country, one. Two, to say you got anything is a accomplishment, a blessing. To say, hey, I went over here, I did my thing, I walked away with something. Because you could have been the person who walked away with nothing. Then you feel like dang, I ain't got nothing. It's some people that competed with you didn't even get shit.
I know.
Let's be real.
Make it.
You got fourth. I mean, hey, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't just say, oh yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I mean.
I was one of a few athletes. Like, I was the only American that doubled.
Gotcha. See what I'm saying? Don't downplay this stuff.
I don't downplay it.
She's such a humble person.
I don't downplay it. I know it. I know my stats a little bit, you know.
A little bit. Shit. I'd be like, hey, I didn't get first or second. Not even third, but hey, I came up with a medal. Who can say I went over here to do my thing, represent, you know what I mean?
I left with personal best. They had to beat my personal best in order to medal. So that's all I can say at the end of the day.
What do you think, and what is your point of view right now on the 2020 Olympics going on right now? And talk a little bit about, like, I'd say 3 different things. One, let's talk about versus when you competed to how this is now. What's the difference? And what do you see as like, wow, like?
Right now we have a really, really young team. The only veteran we have out there is Allison Felix.
Correct.
Once she's done, none of the people I ran with in college are there. They all coaches now. So everybody's saying, oh, we don't have the medal count. Our best athletes were left at home. Yeah. But, I mean, you have the best ones there, but you have Christian Coleman, who can't go. You have Sha'Carri, who can't go. You got all these other athletes. The college kids that ran at nationals, they ran 10.6s and they ran fast. They just couldn't bounce back 2 weeks later and run it again at trials.
Now, let me ask you this. What do you think about the Sha'Carri thing? What's your take on that? Hey, we on Luther Glover Workouts channel. I say, speak your mind. It is what it is. Hey, be you.
I mean, that's her own fault.
Okay. And
when you line up, if I would have got fourth, and then they said they were taking her and she failed a drug test, I would have sued everybody. Because look, I didn't fail a drug test, so that means I make the team. That's just, hey, give me the money. That's my money now that she messed up.
Now, do you think that we should change the rules about the weed?
I mean,
marijuana. I mean, because I gotta be honest. So many athletes. I know for me personally, I never smoked. I don't smoke. That's just not my thing. But all my friends, I know tons of athletes. I don't judge them. I mean, heck, to me, I look at it as like a cigarette. You know what I mean? I mean, that's your drug of choice. I mean, that's what you do. I mean, I'm one of those guys that I never judge a man or woman for what they do. It is what it is. You know what I mean? My whole thing is like, as long as you go out there and perform, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
You really can't change a rule that has to do with the world.
Correct. But I'm just asking, like, do you think they want? They're trying to, I guess, change it or?
Well, she can do it out of competition. She just can't do it during competition.
Correct.
We have no problem with her smoking. Everybody I know smokes.
Cool.
They do all that stuff. But when it's time to, it's an Olympic year, you're supposed to be
and so I'm the guy that sees the black, the white, and the gray. You know what I mean? I'm the gray guy. You know what I mean? I look at all three, because all three have, I'm the type of person, I look at all three side spectrums. You know what I mean? I don't like to look at this side and then I look at this side. I look at all three. And then I'm, I just tell people, hey, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And I see where you coming from. I see where Shakira's coming from. And I see where people, how they feel about stuff. My thing is, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know what I mean? You live and you learn.
It's a hard lesson to learn that year.
But I mean, I'm pretty sure she'll be okay. She'll be successful. She's young. She'll most likely get contracts.
She got contracts.
Yeah, she'll most likely bounce back and be in the next 4 years from now. What is that, the 2026 or 25? She'll be in the next one. 24. I keep forgetting that COVID year. I still think I'm 39. I think I'm 38. Wait, 37. No, I was just like, but no. You just said something about like these guys are young. It's no more vets. You said the body bouncing back. Tell me, what is your take on? Because I had talked to a couple of my parents about, like you said, the bounce back to run like that. You know, you got back when you guys were running and bounce back, boom. You know what I mean? Do you think that's as far as the training? Do you feel as though that's the way the new generation is with the body, or do you think it's where they overdo it? I know in AAU basketball, my take on it is I think the high school kids shouldn't play as many AAU games because by the time they get to college, they've already wrecked their knees, and you know what I mean. I just feel like it's one of those things that they should, you shouldn't overwork the body because you're not gonna for longevity purposes.
Yeah.
Do you feel is that the same as track and field, where they should not do as much?
Well, as coaching and training evolves, like you got athletes getting way faster.
Right.
Then back when we were running 4 rounds. They barely did 2. The first round was nothing. So they got to be able to handle that just like we did.
Right.
But they are definitely much faster.
Right.
I don't even know if they're stronger, but I mean, I don't really know how to describe it. It's just like that bounce back has to happen. They can't be scared to run more than 1 round. And
do you think that versus like when you guys were going as far as the training purposes, as far as like training styles, do you feel like it's a big difference versus how they train now? Is that why you think that it's I'd say these guys can't bounce back, or what do you think? I mean, do you think it's I don't know, like do you think things have switched up? I mean, as far as the style of training, or what is your take on it? Because you said that you mentioned some of them can't just bounce back after 2 weeks. I know Boat, he ran back to backs, and I mean, that was hard on his body, and of course, that's why he's retired, right? Because it was, got old, if you give me a lot of money and I do my thing. He didn't retire
because he was tired. He retired because he didn't have anything else to prove.
Yeah, you would go 6, 7, what do you get, 9.6?
Something like 9.5.
Yeah, 9.5. I get a 9.5, ain't nobody gonna come get me. So I'm done, I got nothing to prove. I'm gonna walk away in the sunset with all my bread, and I'm gonna watch all these other young guys that try, that's just me. I mean, hey, once you a goat, you a goat. I mean, what can you do? What else you got to prove? I mean,
I don't know. A lot of the coaches, they just found new ways. The weights are changing. I don't think they're sticking to like that basic Olympic lift model. They're doing all these new different things, and it's whatever they're doing, it's working.
So you just mentioned some the things we do now. So I have to be honest. So I am your age. The stuff that we did growing up and the stuff that we went through, like you mentioned you was at LSU, that program, which you did. When I was in my school, in college, the 3 schools I went to, it was just like non-void. Like the stuff we did was just like, you got squats, you got lunges. It had no transfer to the basketball court. And like when we was in high school, it was just like, here goes a lot of weight. Coach, put on 500 pounds. Then college, coach had me doing CrossFit shit. What I mean? I'm like, coach, my lower back's tight. It's jacked up out here, you know what I mean? And I can honestly say that, like, I didn't learn and I didn't get better at this stuff. That's one of the reasons why I kind of fell into this, because I'm like, man, junior year of college, I got my degree, and I started learning more about the body and biomechanics and movement, and that's what kind of got me into the whole, like, when I got done playing, I said I want to get into like some business or something training, and here we are. But my question is, do you feel as though like the stuff that the training now and the styles of training now are a lot more better as far as the the science and education versus back
Way
then?
better.
Way better.
It's like we as track athletes train like gladiators.
Correct.
We train everything.
Correct.
And it's
You can overwork some of the muscles.
yeah, but
I've noticed working
That's
with
how
you
we
so
run.
far. Yeah, I've noticed. I mean, just me training with you so far, you could tell like certain imbalances in your body in just a few sessions of working with you.
it wasn't always like that though.
So, I that's why I say that and I ask that question. So you think it's way better now than versus then?
I think they have a better understanding of the body. They worked with enough athletes. Because, when I came around, I didn't lift weights. A lot of people already did.
Again, natural athlete, God's given talent.
But I could do everything. I could flip, I could swim, I could
God's
run
given
far.
talent, see?
But then when they put me in the weight room, it was like, okay, squat 115. And I'm like, no.
Right.
And I tried it and it was a disaster, but I couldn't even bench the bar.
Damn, girl, weak.
Don't do that.
Girl got the pebbles out here.
By the time I finished, I could do my body weight. That's all I needed to do.
Girl, bench 110.
I weigh 121 right now.
Damn, put the twos on there. 2.5 plates on there though.
But I came a long way, so I ended up squatting 245 before I was done.
Damn, power.
But I know I could have did more. That was just the first year I actually started squatting and actually took it serious. I was like, I went in the weight room and I'm like, I'm a weightlifter.
Go on that Arnold Schwarzenegger diet, right?
No.
That's that Arnold. That's that Arnold though.
And then I ran 10.78 that year, so I cannot be mad. And it could have got better, but I got hurt.
So now post career, you retired last year.
No, I retired 3 years ago.
3 years ago, and then now what is the second half of your story? What is your new journey?
Transitioning into working with young athletes and the next future Olympians.
Ooh, that's what
I think
like
I might have one.
Ooh, watch out! There we go. That's what we needed to hear.
Excited.
So you have a young protege in training.
I do.
We look forward to saying, hey, you passed down your legacy of what you did and you accomplished, and you instilled it into another young athlete to possibly see her in the Olympics or him in the Olympics. You can't give away. You don't want to get know who it is or nothing.
No.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna do that yet.
I don't
want to put no pressure on her.
Gotcha.
There you go. It's a girl.
Oh, it's a girl. Okay, that's all we needed. That's all we need to know, people. It's a girl. Be on the lookout. She might be the next morning. You never know. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming out, sharing some time, so everybody can know who Mona Lee is. And I think you have a dope ass story, and you got a big heart. And looking forward to continue to work with you. She's also, I'm fortunate this young lady here, AKA not young anymore, but she's 20 years old now. Because when you hit the 30s as ladies, yeah, I'll go back to 20s. But she's part of my team now. She'll be working with the athletes with their speed. And y'all trying to get fast. I don't know shit about speed, but she does. So hit me up. We'll get you set up, get you some speed work. And yeah, appreciate your time.